Okay, revenue flat, so no acquisition impact there. GG, bro. Yeah, we're in Adma. Adma may finally turn the corner. Fucking dog shit. Piece of trash. Oh yeah, see, if my fucking stupid ass intern didn't fucking do absolutely nothing, he should clip that immediately. How do you take, can I get that from like developer console on YouTube? Not on YouTube, on X. Probably have to hack the mainframe. That, or I can use, that's cool, Tom, bro. Maybe I can use some kind of like recording system. Semifalam. That shit don't work. Yeah, all he does is hit the GG. That's why it's half empty. Fucking guy. I hear him smoking it right now. He's got his own canister. I'm telling you, this guy's fucking bozo. Useless bozo. So I got a midterm. Anything I give a fuck about your midterm, bro? Fail that shit, I don't care. Midterm. Oh no, midterm. Oh yeah, it's a good idea, Michael. Oh, that's a good idea, Kami. I know, I didn't follow the plan. Bad trader. Turned into an investment. Correct, Bill Gates. We do have a Discord. The intern got me baby oil. It's on my desk somewhere. Sign up for Godel, use Galaxy Gas as your 50% off code. Let me see. Invite code for Discord. Okay, but if you enter the Discord, there's a bunch of pretty girls in there. Do not talk to them without my permission. It's just how it is. It's how it always be. Not having that. I'm not jacking it whatsoever. Yeah, bought a little early myself, but I'm okay. I'll sell this thing at 30 or 35 or 40. Fuck it. Come in. Not much, just working on my advanced financial product. Some really cool things coming out. I was programming most of the weekend on some cool little systems. Interesting problem with OpenAI's API. I think we're going to do some giveaways in our Discord, like a poker tournament or something like that. So we're always having fun in there. There's a movie night. Is that the Seaside? Yeah, we got this chick in our Discord that does math. We've had to kick her out a few times. Depends, Kenan. I mean, if you're a perfect fit and you know financial programming, I would say we would consider a remote. I mean, we'd consider it for somebody like Kami, for somebody like, they have to be really special. She does math. We have another girl that does math. But I'm talking about math. We do allow memes. Can't be too spicy. Geo hot. Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of crazy people. We kicked her out. She was really, really nuts. But you know, mostly it's smart professionals. But every now and then. I don't want to see some crazy ass meme, man. I want my memes like relatively normal, wholesome. Remote work is trash, man. Now, if people get in the zone, they can stay in that zone, then remote work can be okay. Peanut doesn't show up too often. I don't know, some people can find a way to be super productive from home, and they're actually less productive in the office. It's like people are bothering them, asking them questions, trying to socialize. Why would you use Windows? Well, Microsoft Excel is the main tool I use for this stream. So I use Windows for that. Sometimes when I program, I use this guy. This is got a Mac OS. Sometimes I SSH into remote Ubuntu shells. Sometimes I use WSL2 for Windows emulator of Ubuntu. So if you've got any more questions, I refer you to my crotch, where you can suck my dick. Check, 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 check. Maybe that's better. Check, check, check. Yo. Hello. Yo. Windows works well with Excel and those other tools. Puffin Galaxy guys. 24/7. You good, twin? Get off the GG, twin?
Yeah, that brother starving.
Stop. Big lives. What do you mean by that?
Good idea, Moxie.
Another one. Why are you gay?
I agree. It's very important to separate those two, otherwise you end up kind of being lazy. My very beautiful friend just tuned into the stream and at the very wrong time. Sorry. Sorry, bae. You don't need to hear me talk like that. I apologize. Yeah, home has to be home, I agree. Work has to be work. this lady's like, oh man, you know, something shitty's happening to her. She's like, oh, this sucks. You should just throw me off a building. I said, not before I hit a doggy one last time. Stop. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Hey, Harris. Wow, that's amazing, man. Is this the Harris, like, from high school? That started watching me like 8 years ago in high school? Or there's a different Harris? There's like a Balkan Harris. Yeah, women love doggy. I've learned that. I don't give a fuck. I tell them what I feel. They like the honesty. I tell them how I'm thinking. Yeah, I've gambled in casinos. Is it Harris? I forgot the last name, but I used to know your last name. You used to have like a mod wrench too. I'm so happy some of you guys became really successful. There's a bunch of people from our stream who made a fortune. Not too many gamblers can do 2 to 3% a day. There's a few professional gamblers in our channel here in the YouTube right now. It's not that easy. Maybe. Certainly some people. Ooh, point and figure. A lot of point and figure. Very few people know about point and figure backs. Bloomberg has point and figure. We'll do a point and figure view. Yeah. The thing about being a professional gambler, well, the casino credit stuff is gone, I think. Oh, great, Harris. I'm so happy for you. You were always really interested in participating in this stuff. And so I didn't help you get a private equity job. You got the private equity job. I'm just a bystander. That's what I tell all these guys. There's one guy who started a company, used to watch our streams, 15 billion, maybe more, 20 billion market cap now. Can you imagine? Started a $20 billion company. If I said the name, you would know it. And he even kicked in a little money into DL software. So for me, I'm just as happy for him, who's now a billionaire, as I am for Harris or somebody who's just got their first job in finance. That's great. And even if I can help somebody get through the day with a joke or answer a question, I'm very happy. You know, it's and what goes around comes around. You know, I really do believe that. I mean, Kramer was very nice to me when he didn't have to be. So was Jeff and Matt and the guys I worked for, as well as my next job with Ed and my next job with Steve. You know, these guys were really good people. And it's, for some people, it's hard to be a good person, which is sad. But, you know, it takes a real class act to be kind and patient and understand that young people make mistakes and they do stupid things. But, you know, without young people, we don't have anything. So these guys have a little more energy than me these days. Hitting too much GG, for example. So, yeah, Kramer's super cool, dude. So, you know, I need these guys to work hard while I hit the galaxy gas. While I develop my new Godel gas and my Gorilla gas, new products. We had our Scrum meeting today, Agile framework. They're talking about the features they want to make or the features I want to make. I said, turn this into Gorilla Gas with Harambe's face. That's a product, bruh. You trying to make software? This is hardware right here. Hardware. This should make me dizzy too. Oh man, you could really hurt somebody with this fucking thing. This is a whole ass tank. This is the best product ever created. Not Microsoft Excel, not Windows, not the iPhone, not NFL football. What else is pretty good? Not Instagram. This. Galaxy S. This guy knows SQL. This is Excel. XLOOKUP. You on that GG, twin? You faded off that GG? Okay, let's see. Six codes left, guys. Galaxy Gas, 50% off. And also lock in $60 a month because we are going to go to 80 or 100 or more. Bloomberg, remember, is $2,500 a month. So right now at 60, we're 97% off. Not bad. Why do people pay $2,500 for Bloomberg Terminal? I know why. That's why I'm bringing it to everybody. For a lot less. And that's what I'm using it right now for. Let's take a look. I made it so I can open the SEC filings right in Godel, so I don't have to leave Godel at all, which makes my day even a little bit more productive. So every time I improve my process by even 5%, that means I can look at one more stock from 20 to 21 every day. That 21st stock might be the big winner. A lot of people, every rookie I meet in investing, they say the same thing. Oh, I love stock X, stock Y. Maybe it's Cassava today, maybe it's some other shitty stock tomorrow. GameStop, AMC. When the whole GameStop, AMC thing came around, people were saying, Shkreli, you're out of prison. Great. What do you think about AMC? And I'd say, okay, let me look at it. I'd say, why do you like this thing? What's the story? And they tell me the story, and they said, let me ask you something. Forget about AMC for a second. How much of your money do you have in AMC? And they'd say something like, oh, I'm all in. I said, okay. Let me ask you something else. How many stocks have you looked at to determine that AMC is the best stock? And they say, I looked at a couple stocks. I'd say, how many have you really looked at? Because you know a lot about AMC, but do you know a lot about Intel? Do you know a lot about NVIDIA? Do you know a lot about Microsoft? Do you know a lot about any other stock? Even AMC's own competitors. They're like, no, I'm just focused on this one. Well, why? You can find a better stock that's going to go up. In fact, AMC, when I said that, went down 95%. 95%. Virtually any other stock would have beaten AMC. Forget finding something like an NVIDIA or something like that. But any other stock would have beaten AMC. Even GameStop. But you're in GameStop and it's underperforming, well, maybe you could have bought in Datadog. Maybe you could have bought Kava. Maybe you could have bought anything. But you got to look. You got to turn over those rocks. Hundreds, thousands of rocks. And you'll find the one that is the best of the best. You know what you should do? Almost make it like, this is stupid. This is like me as a little kid. I used to watch a lot of sports. Wasn't a whole lot to do in Brooklyn. So I was obsessed with sports. I had a big baseball card collection. One of my favorite things was the Final Four, the Sweet 16, the NCAA basketball tournament, March Madness. Make yourself a little bracket, but instead of sports teams, this is really stupid, but this is better than what most people are doing. You just put in each stock, Cadence Design Systems versus, Cassava. Okay, we know which one's going to go to the next round. If you do this, you'll get some decent portfolio, to be honest. But don't stop and say, okay, let's look at a couple more. Which ones have we been looking at? TARS. Okay. My worst stock ADMA. Piece of shit. Here's ExxonMobil, whatever. So let's say you keep going down this list. Remember, there's 64 of these fuckers. All right? And you say, you know what, this ADMA looks great. I really like it. I want to buy it. Well, okay, you can do that. But does it look better than this one too? And then does it look better than this one? How far does it make it? Does it make to the Final Four? And here's the thing, every investor has their weaknesses. Remember what I said last week? You should sell ADMA whether or not you make money by Thursday. That's good trading advice. Did I follow that good trading advice? No, I didn't. And there's poker players who'll tell you, like, even though you should do this in a poker hand, sometimes, you know what, I'm going to do that. And those mistakes can cost me or that poker player a lot of money. Or they can just work out that one time by accident, by luck. But you don't have to make those mistakes. You don't necessarily have to make the same mistake. So some of the best coaches, think about it this way. Magnus Carlsen had a chess coach, right? I met this guy, Bruce Pandolfini, super nice guy. One of the best chess coaches of all time. He's immortalized in a film called Searching for Bobby Fischer. And he's coached many of the greatest chess players. But his peak rating was 2,200. Not that high. I beat 2,200 tournament players before. Good old Brooklyn guy. He stopped playing professional chess 50 years ago. But he taught some of the best chess players ever, including Josh Waitzkin. And his ability to teach was better than his ability to play. And he's written a lot of books. Jesus, more books than I remember. And he's one of the best coaches ever. Now, I also had a different chess coach, a guy named Yaroslav, who's one of the best in the world. He also tried playing amateur poker. Did fairly well there. And Yaroslav is like top 50, top 100 chess player in the world. I like Yaroslav a lot. He's not as good of a coach as Bruce. Bruce is very good at coaching and also good at playing. He's great at coaching, good at playing. Yaroslav is amazing at playing and okay at coaching. He's not a bad coach, but he's not like Bruce. And Yaroslav's very young. Bruce retired 20 years before Yaroslav was born. So, you just have to sort of listen to what people say, but not blindly. Listen and integrate it into your own stuff. There are some things where you kind of should listen blindly, but when that happens, I'll sort of tell you, everything else, and even then you might not choose to use it or whatever. But, try to be intelligent about what you learn from me, and then try to be intelligent about what you learn from reading about Warren Buffett and watching his annual meetings, reading all the stuff you can about him. Maybe you have somebody IRL that you talk stocks with, learn something from them, including their mistakes. So there's a lot of ways to win in this crazy stock market world. And I'm happy to play a really, really small part in that. All right, so let's figure out if Cadence Design Systems is something we want to spend a lot of time on. This is a major software company, so for me, I kind of have to spend time on it regardless, because it's a major software company. So if I don't know it, it'd be weird. The same way it'd be weird if I didn't know, Pfizer or Merck as a pharma CEO or pharma investor. Or if a pro poker player never heard of lowball or some other weird poker game, people would say, "Are you really a pro? You never played lowball once? Not once?" So you kind of just have to know your territory a little bit. And that's why I always recommend stick to one sector. You want to study utilities? Study utilities. You want to study biopharma? Study biopharma. You want to study tech? Narrow that down. Tech is a lot of stuff. Narrow that down. Software? Even that you can narrow down. Enterprise software. There's a lot of things that you can call software. Payment software. Consumer software. There's just so much. And once you narrow it down to a space that you think you can handle, you'll become an expert. There's no better way to become an expert in some sector than following every company in that sector. You read all the press releases, you read all SEC filings, you'll become an expert whether you like it or not. Listen to all the conference calls, read industry websites, and then people will want your expertise. They'll pay for it if you want to sell it. Or you can use it yourself, or both. A lot of people started off selling newsletters or being a journalist in that space that they were supposed to know really well. And then they decided that they would become an investor. This happens sometimes in VCs. Well, Luigi, everyone on Wall Street does these spreadsheets manually, and in fact, a good chunk of Wall Street now does them exactly the way that me and my videos suggest to do them. So, if you got a better way, I'm all ears. I did just show you how you can pull up the exact same thing on the software I made called Godel. Favorite CEO of all time? I mean, you can't beat Warren Buffett, right? Bill Gates. Gilead had a really good CEO for many years. I really respected. I challenged him on one acquisition. It was very interesting. I told him to buy Vertex, and he thought it was too expensive. Well, he was wrong. God rest his soul, John. He was a tremendous CEO, one of the best ever. He was wrong. Vertex is now worth more than Gilead, I think. Crazy. Vertex was a teeny tiny company. Wall Street definitely hires autodidacts. Half the people on Wall Street are autodidacts. Guru Focus. What is Guru Focus? That sounds like a fake website. Plummer's not a CEO right now. And he wasn't a CEO. Was he the CEO of? I don't think he was the CEO of Oculus either. So, Cornelius Vanderbilt, the Commodore. I'm talking about John Martin before John Milligan. I'd be honest about the weaknesses. I would say how much. First, I would start with a joke. I'd say, if they said, "What are your weaknesses in a play?" I'd say, "How much time do you have?" I thought this was only an hour interview. We're going to have to extend this. And then I would say, no, seriously, this or that. But don't try some bullshit like, I'm too dedicated. You'll see right through that. I don't know much about Rick Barry. Leviticus Cornwall. Love these old names. They called me Leviticus. Yeah, Elon's up there. Elon's definitely up there. Not yet, Michael. Godel options by Friday will be picture perfect. We're still in beta. We have our options data provider for real-time options. The guys are just working on making sure it's a perfect, foolproof system right now. Just got off a conference call about that. Dorsey's pretty good. I hate to say it. Give the devil his due. He's very hands-off. Okay, so now you can see what Cadence does. Custom integrated circuit design and simulation software, digital integrated circuit design and sign-off, functional verification, including emulation. So people are at AMD are using this. Intel, Samsung, Apple, they're testing these circuits, theoretical circuits. Yep, we'll definitely have historical price. Okay, so when you say historical option price charts, you're talking about options that have long expired, like a year or two? Yes, early subscribers are grandfathered in at current prices. The price you sign up for is the price you keep for life. So, the lucky bastards that have the $20 I can't wait for them to just like accidentally not pay on their credit card. You're done. Cut off. New price, $600 a month. Don't let your credit card expire. No, yes, you can sell your account. If you miss it by like a day, we'll forgive you. I think Trump's gonna win. Zachy, I can't wait till that shit gets to climb. Oh, Zachy, you canceled. I'm so sorry. What happened? Did I not provide you with excellent customer service? You'd be like, no. I'm gonna be like, this is the delete button, Stripe. Even the guys that are $40 a month, I'm pissed off at. Charlie was great. I can't talk bad about a dead guy. Charlie was a goat. I actually found 2 people I don't like that were on the early plan, and I canceled them myself. I think you could take a guess who they were. I actually found a former employee who we terminated. They were on the early plan. I was like, "You done?" Yeah, Ginger Gates. That's right. Okay, so we don't really know much more about Cadence product other than that. I just wanted to get into this game too. This is really expensive software for serious electronic engineers. No, I'm not going to say anything bad about a man who just passed away, who the whole world loved. Come on. I don't know, I just got a weird feeling about that. That gives me like bad vibes. I don't believe in like an afterlife or whatever, but still, man, it's disrespect. Joel Springer. Redhead CEOs, let me think on that. Really keep thinking. Jin, it expires. You have a year vesting cliff. I actually wanted to kill the cliff because the cliff actually applies to me too. But they say the cliff is normal now. I don't like that. Like, I think that if you work at a company for 6 months, you should get 6 months of stock vested. We never had a free tier that was completely free. Joe Springer's crazy, bro. Guy's legit crazy. Like, he needs help. I don't know what he's gonna do when Kasaba fails. He's just gonna refuse to admit it. Mossad got to them. Shkreli did this. Best stock analyst of all time. Too many counterfeit shares. Yo, we are gonna make a Godel function called Phantom that allows you to look up the amount of Phantom shares on each company. Then we're gonna write the API. There's just gonna be like 4 stocks that have Phantom shares. AMC, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, Sava. It's just going to be a random amount that just fluctuates randomly. They're going to be like, what? How does he have an API for the Phantom shares? I don't want FINRA to like get angry at me. FINRA's going to be like, this fucking guy. He's kidding. It's a joke. There's no such thing as Phantom shares. And I'm going to have a button that's grayed out. Like, print counterfeit. Andy's killing me. Counterfeit shares by each major funded bank. So you can press a button, it's grayed out, to click print Phantom shares. And when they click print Phantom shares, it's like, okay, log in with your Citadel ID. Integrated with Phantom Wallet, not an accident. You think that name came out of nowhere? Big underground. There's actually a book about this. It's really crazy. It's not exactly the Phantom Share thing, but if you want a really good book that's just fun to read, this and even some of the chicks in the chat that don't trade stocks, not you, Moxie, but some of the other girls, this guy wrote this crazy book. It's called Octopus by Guy Lawson, spelled Guy, like G-U-Y, like French. Guy. This is one of the craziest books I've ever read. They're hard. PyTorch is really hard. Super hard. So I highly recommend this book. It's a quick read, but the guy involved, let's just say he's similar to the Bed Bath & Beyond / AMC Phantom Share people. Yeah, learning Python, learning the Torch library is very painful. I really recommend the Manning book. It makes it a lot easier. Oh yeah. I'll put actually going to put a reading list in Excel, so you guys can read that in Microsoft Excel. Yeah. I was going to ask Kami if you've ever used Cadence Design Systems software. Maybe some of your colleagues, if not yourself. Zaki Manning, the Manning book. Manning, PyTorch. Deep Learning with PyTorch, 2nd edition. You might want the 1st edition. I don't know if this thing looks like it's planned to come out next year or so. Yeah, let's go, Sonny. Awesome, dude. Make sure you use the discount code. Only 6 discount codes left. We're adding DMs to Godel soon, so soon on Godel you can DM me and ask me whatever you want. I'll try my best to answer. I will say that for $60, I don't know what a consultant would charge. If I were a consultant, I'd probably charge $600 an hour, maybe more. So if you get 2 hours out of me, that's pretty good. So I would donate all my time to all of you, but there's too many of you now. Godel's a lot bigger than it used to be. But there are a lot of smart people in the chat room regardless. I don't think there's much DEI in there. Galaxy Gaze. I'm not sure I understand. So in your build, like, you're built for production software or you're built for testing? or design. If you type Galaxy Gas, when you sign up for Goodell, you get 50% off. Galaxy Gas, it's on my screen, all caps. Galaxy Gas. GG. Yeah, I think for the right price, Bloomberg could have it. I don't know if antitrust would let it happen. I hope so, Jin. I mean, I think it's a good sign that OpenAI doesn't want to put their customers out of business. He did pay me like half, which I'm happy about. If somebody stiffs you for money and ends up paying you half, it's pretty good. We will get a student discount program soon. We did a couple one-off student programs, but we're just going to program something so you can upload your credentials. No, Luigi, I actually don't. Some option markets are very big, and some people think like there are these different gamma squeezes and other like the options can control the stock. I mean, for sure, it can happen, but generally I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, if somebody wants that smoke, like Delta Hedge-wise, they can get it, and someone's going to put them up, and they're still risking capital. They're just, when you risk capital, you move markets. So, depends really on how you look at it. True. Stocks and equity, options and their underlier have like this very symmetrical property. Like they are fungible, basically, in a lot of ways. So if you go buy tons of options, call options in a stock, it's going to go up for the obvious reasons. You know, your seller is going to have to hedge, etc. But like, if you go buy a ton of equity in the stock, it'll go up too. Buying makes shit go up. Yeah, Galaxy Gas is privately held. Probably going to get raided by the feds at some point. Yeah, I don't know, Jen. It's complicated. Yeah, I got a hoverboard somewhere around here. All right, let me focus in on this stuff. You'd be curious what the quality of the Cadence software is and what do people really use it for? Here it says custom IC design. I'm guessing that's it, but maybe it's digital IC design. Yeah, once our student thing is up, it's going to be pretty good because students do end up going to Wall Street. Yeah, I don't know, Luigi. Like, I've tried to play all those games myself. It's not easy. I encourage you to give it a shot, and it's not that simple. In my darker moments, I've done some things I don't look proudly on, and you can try to fuck with the stock market. It fucks back pretty hard. It's not easy to just go in there with a bunch of capital, start throwing it around, and assume you're going to make a bunch of money. Nope. You got into IonQ? Yeah, you know that's our homie, the Replit CEO is also a Stream fan, and now is $1 billion company, and He's an investor in DL. It's very fast, see. Some months were up triple digits, so. But you know, you gotta pace yourself. I mean, every company has to just deliver, keep working, keep delivering. Right now we're constrained mostly by the number of people we employ, which I'd like to grow, but we've been shrinking actually because our quality requirement is just so high. That's interesting. KiCad? I made so many bad trades, Jen. So many. They're so painful too. They're emotionally painful. I don't even want to discuss them. I need to see a psychiatrist about them. I'm just a fundamental investor. I don't look at prices too much. Kyle, that's on purpose. We're planning for a public launch in December or January, so we do not want the greater public to know about it. Yeah, it's more than we thought to see. It's also better for us to do it this way because we get to talk to our users and understand them. If we just opened everything up at once, it'd be, I think, not so great. But I really should be spending more time on my AI tools that I'm shipping. It's weird, once you start revenue for a company, you can't stop growing, you don't want to ever. Stopping is very dangerous. Luigi, it's very similar to Bloomberg. So I think one of the things that I always felt about Bloomberg is that it's less about what data is there and much more about how efficiently can you bring it up. So if you're a professional like me, you have to sit there and do all this work over and over and over again. And that's a lot easier to do it on a terminal that's very efficient than to do it okay, I'll go to the SEC website, and then how do I pull up a holders list? Let's say I want to look at who are the biggest stockholders of Cadence. I just type HDS and it's there. I don't have to go anywhere else, I don't have to click anywhere else, I don't have to subscribe to anywhere else. It's just, boom, done. And I can see it's mostly mutual funds. It's actually surprising that you don't see too many hedge funds. That's kind of bullish, actually. Could be a good long. I mean, literally do not see a single hedge fund here at all. So then, anyway, when I'm done with that, oh, there's Alkeon. Alkeon has 500 mil. There's Citadel. But yeah, hedge funds appear to be underweight this. I can just press escape. Want a chart? Great. I've got a chart. Get rid of that. I want the financial statements. I want time and sales. Do that. Trading it, I might really want to focus on that. Oh, I need news. Chronologically sorted and by source. We're just about to make this huge news upgrade. A little bit delayed. Cadence launches fem.ai. Wow. To commit to gender equality. Sweet. Okay. For me, technical analysis isn't a thing. Novartis, one of the biggest drug companies. So yeah, I mean, theoretically, and I say this as theoretically because I'm not sure it's 100% true practically, but theoretically, everything on Bloomberg you can get just going to different websites. Yes, the TAS shows outlots, or at least it should. If you if you think it's not, to let me know and I'll go meet somebody up over there down the hall. But the stuff we're making is way cooler because I think all the Bloomberg type stuff is like fairly mundane, but that's not what like the 2024 investor would be wowed by. Like this is very valuable to have, don't get me wrong, but the stuff Bloomberg doesn't have is what I'm building. And you'll start to see some of that towards the end of the year and beginning of next year. I don't know what size the monitor is. DEI is coming. I need a girl boss in a mini. Our first HR person is going to be such a boss, such a lady boss, just cracking skulls. Every microaggression policed. Every curse word reprimanded. Be afraid, be very afraid. Yeah, Pearson has these weird, which I think is a good short. It's a pretty good pairs trade too. Pearson has these assessments, are their biggest business. So they do assessments for, oh shit, SAP is reporting. Didn't realize the market closed. Yeah, so if the market's, it's earnings season, all these companies are reporting, just check the tape and you can get the earnings releases literally as soon as they come out, which for trading can matter quite a bit. Datadog, Roof. Yeah, there's SAP press release, so it's literally as soon as it hit, you got it, not a second later. And SAP numbers pretty damn good. Damn. Only 3 coupon codes left. Well, Sam, that's not the only reason. I also want to charge like the people that want to pay Bloomberg more, that make their own software, like Citadel and others make a lot of their own software. By the way, when the Cassava news comes out, it'll be literally like right. It'll come down like this. That's why I always try to keep like one eye on the tape just in case the news comes out I want to trade. I used to know the CEO, but no, I haven't spoken to any current employees or like recently departed employees. What does that mean? I don't know about Carvana. No, we sell equity. We're doing a what do you call it? A seed round. So we did a pre-seed. You can read about that on dl.software. We got some pretty well-known investors, and we're doing a seed round, but I'm mostly focused on the business. So I'm not out there trying to market too heavily. Zachy, it's the worst. I typically buy and hold, but if I could make some quick profits, I'll lock in gains. A lot of quarterly results trickling in here. No, I'm just long. Earnings season's pretty wild. Maybe. Yeah, is English your first language, Aniket? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We really need good communication skills. I'm just in the hedge fund industry, or I was, so I have a lot of friends that work there, and it's a big industry. There's a lot of hedge funds. They're just one firm. Tony, interesting. Your communication skills aren't very good? I mean, there's plenty of people who English is their second language. And they're still good at communication. It's something you have to work at. Yeah, I will look at farming. That was super interesting. Only human. Doing all these myself, by myself. Tired. But yeah, no, I mean, it looks like a great stock. I wanted to buy it right then and there. okay, you don't have to be the perfect communicator, but we have to understand you. And when I read that, I was a little confused as to what you were saying. No, I think coding is even more important right now. AI is not that good at coding yet. I mean, it's amazing, what it can do compared to what I grew up thinking you would never have an assistant like that. Just highlighting variable names was a big deal. Debugger was a big deal. So I'm not trying to diminish ADMA. No, that's just a lawsuit. One of those fake class action things. Thought maybe we got some admin news. They can't build full stack at all. Yeah, I use Cursor. Devin, all this stuff is like... Levi and Korsinski are out of control. I just want to remove Levi and Korsinski from my feed. No, I'm still in this fucking dog. Yeah, we're working on antitrust. We talked about it in our meeting today. Yeah. I mean, again, it's no diss to OpenAI. It's an incredible tool. You just can't get more out of it than you'd like sometimes. I think it might hurt your chances of being hired. Depends on your boss. There are definitely a lot of VCs and hedge funds where it would boost. And then, like, if you went to Fidelity and you're like, yeah, Martin Shkreli is my friend, they'd be like, okay, have a nice day. Or JP Morgan or something. They'd probably fire you. Some woke fund or something. But yeah, if it's people I know, it would probably get you hired pretty fast. I know a lot of hedge funds. Oh, that's so funny, Harris. Yeah, a bunch of firms are like that. It depends, you know. It's like any other controversial person. People have different feelings. You might like Mark Cuban. You might hate Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban comes up. Oh, I hate that fucking guy. Oh shit. Oops. Forget I said anything. Mark Cuban comes up. Oh, I love that guy. Perfect. So it's not easy. I don't think Mark's stupid. Although can't say I know him. He's just, I think, a little narcissistic, maybe. But he's definitely not a genius. I don't think he pretends he is, though. Lion Kamala. I'm looking at a company called Cadence Design Systems. I'm reviewing their financial statements. I'm trying to get a sense for what kind of company it is. How large are they? What does their income statement look like? It's interesting. They did grow revenue a little bit in 2023. And they did not grow G&A, which I love seeing that in the management team. Revenue grew 15%, but general and administrative did not grow at all. Let me see, how much did OpEx grow? Only 13%. That's still a little bit of growth. But even then, operating income grew 17%. So earnings are growing faster than... Yeah, I could get you the Shkreli pill. I think academics are pretty threatened by practitioners because they sit in a very safe perch. They don't really have too much risk. Cadence might be hella overvalued. Cadence really collaborates with their customers. It's interesting. I don't know, I might like this short here. Everyone thinks they're the AI, they're like an AI play, but they're not. Not necessarily, Luigi. Some do, some don't. I mean, you have to give them a little bit of credit, but I have so many stocks to look at. But I don't want to take like preliminary look and make an opinion. Like I want to think really hard about it. What's social arb investing? I don't even know what that is. No opinion on Motley Fool, no. Kind of, last I checked, it was like very elementary or something. Our company does not do any investing for its own benefit. We just make tools. Carvana. A lot of people have asked me to look at Carvana. What a weird company. It's so interesting to short Cadence.